I need you here. Please, Ayon. Right now. Her voice was shaking. I had never heard Layla sound like that before. What happened? I asked, already grabbing my keys. I can't explain on the phone. Just come to the hospital. It's urgent. I'm on my way, I said without thinking. I didn't ask anything else. I didn't question her. I just trusted her. When I reached the hospital, I ran straight to her department. Layla. I called. She turned quickly. You came. Of course I came. What's going on? She stepped closer, lowering her voice. We need your blood. My blood? Yes. It's rare. The patient is in critical condition. I frowned. Who is it? It doesn't matter, she said fast. Please, Ayon. There's no time. I stared at her face. She looked tense. Nervous. Layla, you're scaring me. I'm scared too, she whispered. Please trust me. I let out a breath. You know I trust you. Then come, she said, grabbing my hand. I sat on the hospital bed while a nurse prepared the equipment. You're doing a good thing, Layla said softly. For you, I'd do anything, I replied. She didn't smile. That felt strange. I watched her as she checked the tubes, avoiding my eyes. Layla, I said again, who is the patient? She paused for a second. Just, someone important. Important to who? To the hospital, she said quickly. That's not what I asked. Ayon, please, she said, her voice tight. Focus on helping, okay? I stared at her. Something felt off. But I nodded anyway. Fine. The needle went into my arm. I flinched slightly. You okay? She asked. Yeah, I said. Just tell me if this is enough. It will be, she said, but her voice was distant. As the blood flowed, I kept watching her. She kept checking her phone. She looked anxious. Why do you look like this? I asked. Like what? Like you're hiding something. She shook her head. I'm just worried about the patient. You're a doctor. You deal with this every day. This one is different, she whispered. Why? She didn't answer. I felt my chest tighten. Layla, talk to me. I can't right now, she said. That hurt more than I expected. After it was done, I felt weak. Lie down, she said. You need rest. I'm fine, I replied. No, you're not. Stay here. I said I'm fine. Ayon, she said softly, please don't make this harder. Harder? I repeated. What does that even mean? She looked away again. I'll be back, she said and walked out. I sat there alone, staring at the bandage on my arm. Something wasn't right. I stood up slowly and walked toward the hallway. I heard voices near the corner. His stable now, a nurse said. Thank God, another voice replied. Dr. Layla was really shaken. I've never seen her like that. Of course she was. It's Zion. My steps froze. What did you say? The other nurse asked. Zion Qureshi. He's the patient. My heart stopped. That's her ex, right? Yeah. The one she never got over. I felt the ground shift under me. No way, the second nurse whispered. And she used. She had no choice. His blood type is rare. So she called. Yes. Him. Silence. Then one of them sighed. That's messed up. I stepped back slowly, my head spinning. Zion. Her ex. The man she once loved. The man she told me was in the past. I clenched my fist. No, this can't be, I whispered. I walked back into the room just as she returned. Ayon, you shouldn't be walking. Was it him? I cut her off. She froze. Answer me. She looked at me, her eyes wide. Was it Zion? I asked again. Her lips parted, but no words came out. That's all I need to know, I said quietly. Ayon, listen. No, I snapped. You listen. I pointed at my arm. This is my blood. I know, she whispered. And you used it to save him. She didn't speak. Say it, I demanded. She closed her eyes. That silence, it broke something inside me. Why didn't you tell me? I asked, my voice shaking. I was afraid, she said. Afraid of what? The truth. I didn't want to lose you. I laughed bitterly. You already did. It wasn't like that, she said quickly. He was dying. So you chose him. I chose my duty, she said. No, I said firmly. You chose your past. That's not fair, she whispered. Fair. I repeated. You used me, Layla. I didn't use you. Then what do you call this? She stepped closer. I needed help. You needed me, I said. But not enough to be honest. Tears filled her eyes. I was going to tell you. When? I asked. After he woke up. She stayed silent again. I shook my head slowly. I trusted you, I said. I know. I loved you. Her voice cracked. I still love you. I looked at her. For a moment, I wanted to believe her. But then I heard that name again in my head. Zion. I don't know who you are anymore, I said. Ion, please. I stepped back. Don't, I said. Just, don't. My chest felt heavy. My hands were shaking. Everything felt wrong. You gave your blood to save the man I never stopped loving. I didn't leave the hospital. I walked straight to her office. The door was half open. Come in, she said softly, like she already knew it was me. I stepped inside and shut the door behind me. We need to talk, I said. She nodded. I know. Then start talking. She took a slow breath. Zion is my ex. I already know that, I replied coldly. She looked down. I didn't want you to find out like this. How did you want me to find out? I asked. After I saved his life. Ion, please. No, I cut her off. Answer me properly. She hesitated. He was dying. I couldn't just let him die. You could have told me the truth. I was scared you'd say no. I laughed bitterly. So you lied instead. I didn't lie, she said quickly. I just didn't tell you everything. That's the same thing, I snapped. She stepped closer. You don't understand. When I saw him on that bed, I panicked. And when you saw me? I asked. Did you panic then too? She stayed quiet. That's what I thought, I said. It wasn't about choosing him over you, she said, her voice shaking. It was exactly that, I replied. You had a choice. You chose him. I chose my duty as a doctor. No, I said firmly. You chose your feelings. That's not true. Then look at me and say you felt nothing when you saw him. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I shook my head slowly. You can't even say it. Tears filled her eyes. I was confused. You weren't confused, I said. You were clear enough to call me without telling me the truth. I didn't want to lose you. You should have thought about that before, I replied. She reached for my hand. Ion, please. We can fix this. I pulled my hand back. Fix what? Trust. Yes, she whispered. Trust doesn't come back like that, I said. Not after this. I love you, she said suddenly. The words hit me, but they felt empty. Do you? I asked quietly. Yes. Then why does it feel like I was second choice? You weren't, she said quickly. Then prove it. She froze. I nodded. Exactly. Ion, don't do this, she pleaded. I'm not doing anything, I said. You already did it. I turned toward the door. Where are you going? She asked. Away, I said. From me. I paused for a second. I don't know yet. When I got home, Hassan was sitting on the couch. You look terrible, he said. Thanks, I replied, dropping my keys. What happened? I stayed quiet. Ion, he said, more serious now. Talk to me. I sat down across from him. She used me. He frowned. Used you how? She called me to donate blood, I said. Didn't tell me it was for her ex. Hassan's expression hardened. Zion. You know him. Everyone knows him, he said. And I told you about him. I remember, I muttered. And you still trusted her, he added. I loved her, I said. Love can blind you, he replied. I looked away. I thought she was different. They're all different until they're not, he said bluntly. Don't say that, I snapped. I'm just being real, he said. What did she say? She said she had no choice. Hassan scoffed. There's always a choice. That's what I told her, I said quietly. And she couldn't answer me. He leaned back. So what now? I don't know, I admitted. You forgive her? I don't know. You leave her? I don't know, I repeated. Hassan sighed. You already know the answer. You just don't want to accept it. I didn't reply. My phone buzzed. I glanced at it. Layla. I'm sorry. Please talk to me. Another message came. I didn't mean to hurt you. Then another. You're the only one I love. Hassan noticed. Still texting? Yeah. Block her. I can't, I said. Why not? I stared at the screen. Because part of me still wants to believe her. He shook his head. That part will destroy you. Another message came. Please, Ion. Just one chance. I locked my phone and put it face down. I can't deal with this right now, I said. Then don't, Hassan replied. Take a step back. I nodded slowly. Later that night, I sat alone in my room. I rolled up my sleeve and looked at my arm. The small mark from the needle was still there. I touched it lightly. It didn't hurt much. But it felt heavy. Like a reminder. Like proof of something I couldn't undo. My phone buzzed again. I didn't want to look. But I did. My phone buzzed again, but this time, it's a message that changes everything. I stared at my phone. Unknown number. Come back to the hospital, the message read. You deserve the truth. I whispered, what truth? I grabbed my keys again. When I reached the hospital, my chest felt tight. Why am I even here? I muttered. But I kept walking. I stopped outside a room. The door was slightly open. I heard her voice. Soft. Gentle. Zion, you're safe now. I froze. I pushed the door open slowly. Layla was standing beside the bed. Her hand was on his arm. And she was smiling. That smile. The one I thought belonged to me. Layla, I said. She turned quickly. Ion, you came. Zion looked at me. Oh, he said, raising an eyebrow. So this is him. I stepped inside. You're awake. Thanks to you, he said with a faint smirk. I guess I owe you my life. I didn't like his tone. You didn't ask for it, I replied coldly. No, he said, glancing at Layla. But she made sure I got it. My jaw tightened. Enough, Layla said. This isn't the time. When is the time? I asked. After you two catch up on old memories. Ion, please, she said. Don't make this worse. I'm not making anything worse, I said. I'm just seeing things clearly now. Zion chuckled softly. You sound upset. I stepped closer. You think this is funny? I think you're overreacting, he said calmly. Overreacting. I repeated. He was dying, Layla said. You know that. And you were there for him, I said. Like you always are. She flinched. Zion looked between us. You didn't tell him. Tell me what? I snapped. Layla shook her head. Zion, stop. He smiled slightly. He deserves to know. Know what? I demanded. That she visited me, he said. Even before this. My heart dropped. What? It wasn't like that, Layla said quickly. How many times? I asked. It was just a few. How many? I repeated louder. She stayed silent. Zion shrugged. Enough to show she cares. I clenched my fists. You're enjoying this, aren't you? I'm just being honest, he said. You call this honesty? I said. This is manipulation. Believe what you want, he replied. I turned to Layla. Is it true? She looked at me, her eyes full of guilt. I didn't want to worry you. So you hid it, I said. Yes. Again, I added. Ayon. No, I cut her off. Don't say my name like that. Zion leaned back. You should calm down. I ignored him. Why? I asked her. Why keep going back to him? I thought he needed help, she said. And I didn't. I asked. You did, but... But what? She couldn't answer. That's what I thought, I said quietly. Zion spoke again. You know, she always had a soft spot for me. Shut up, I snapped. It's true, he said. Some things don't change. I stepped closer to him. Say one more word. Ayon. Layla grabbed my arm. Stop. I pulled away. Don't touch me. Her hand dropped. You made your choice, I said. I didn't choose him over you, she insisted. Then why does it feel like you did? I asked. She had no answer. I looked at both of them, standing there together, like I didn't belong. I'm done, I said. Ayon, wait, she pleaded. I turned and walked out. Outside, I leaned against the wall. What just happened? I whispered. My phone buzzed. Omar, I answered. Where are you? He asked. At the hospital. I'm coming, he said. A few minutes later, he stood in front of me. You look like hell, he said. Feels worse, I replied. What did you see? Everything, I said. Or at least enough. He crossed his arms. Tell me. She's been seeing him, I said. Before this. Omar shook his head. I knew it. I didn't, I said. You didn't want to, he corrected. I sighed. Maybe. This isn't just about blood, he said. It never was. I can see that now. She never let him go, he added. Those words hit hard. She said she loved me, I whispered. She probably does, he said. But not enough. I looked down. So what am I supposed to do? Walk away, he said. Just like that. Yes. It's not that easy, I said. It never is, he replied. But it's necessary. I stayed quiet. You deserve better, he said. I thought I had better, I replied. You thought wrong. I nodded slowly. I looked back toward the hallway. Toward that room. I could still picture them together. That smile. That look. I clenched my jaw. What else don't I know? I asked. Omar didn't answer. He didn't need to. Because deep down, I already knew. You were never the only one in her heart. Just meet her, Omar said on the phone. She's not like anyone you know. I don't want to meet anyone, I replied. You need to. I stayed quiet. Trust me, he added. This could change everything for you. I sighed. Fine. We met in a private lounge near the city center. Omar was already there. She's coming, he said. Who is she, exactly? I asked. You'll see, he replied. I frowned. That's not an answer. It's better than explaining. I leaned back. I don't even know why I agreed to this. Because you're stuck, he said simply. I didn't argue. The door opened. A woman stepped in. Tall, calm, controlled. Her eyes scanned the room like she already owned it. That's her, Omar said quietly. I stood up slowly. You must be Ayon, she said. Her voice was steady, cold. And you are? I asked. Commander Ilara Voss. I raised an eyebrow. Commander. She didn't react. Sit. It wasn't a request. I Saturday. Omar stayed silent beside me. Ilara looked at me for a long moment. You're exactly as he described, she said. And how did he describe me? I asked. Broken, she replied. I clenched my jaw. Straight to the point, her. I don't waste time, she said. Omar cleared his throat. I'll leave you two to talk. I looked at him. Wait. But he was already walking away. I turned back to her. So what is this about? I have a proposal, she said. I laughed slightly. I'm not in the mood for business deals. This isn't business, she said. Then what is it? Control. That made me pause. Control. I repeated. She leaned forward slightly. I need a partner. I think you're talking to the wrong person, I said. I don't think so, she replied. You don't even know me. I know enough. That sounds dangerous. It is. I studied her face. No emotion. No hesitation. What kind of partner? I asked. A contract marriage, she said calmly. I blinked. You're joking. I never joke. I leaned back. Why would I agree to that? She didn't answer immediately. Then she said, because you're running from something. I stayed quiet. And because I can give you a new life, she added. I let out a short laugh. A new life. Just like that. Yes. That's not how life works, I said. It is when you stop clinging to the old one, she replied. That hit too close. I looked away. Why me? I asked. She didn't hesitate. Because you have nothing left to lose. The words landed hard. I frowned. You think I'm that broken? I think you're honest enough to admit it, she said. I exhaled slowly. You don't even know what I've been through. I don't need details, she said. I see it. Silence sat between us. I thought of Layla. Of Zion. Of everything collapsing in my hands. What do you get out of this? I asked. A clean arrangement, she said. No emotions. No attachments. That sounds impossible, I replied. Not for me, she said. I studied her again. And if I say no? Then you go back to what you had, she said. I laughed bitterly. That's not really an option. No, she agreed. I rubbed my face. This is insane. Maybe, she said. But so is your current situation. That made me stop. I leaned forward. What's the condition? She slid a folder toward me. You read it, she said. I opened it. Pages of legal terms. My eyes narrowed. This is strict. Yes, she said. No emotions, I read aloud. Yes. No interference in each other's personal past. Yes. No public rejection of the contract. Yes. I looked up. This feels like a prison. It's structure, she corrected. It's control, I said. Same thing, she replied. I shut the folder. Omar's voice echoed in my head. You deserve better. But what did better even mean now? You're hesitating, she said. I should be, I replied. Why? Because I don't trust this. You don't trust anything right now, she said. That was true. I looked at her. You really think this will fix anything? I don't fix people, she said. I give them space to rebuild. And what do you get? I asked again. A partner who understands silence, she replied. That confused me. You don't talk much, I said. I don't need to, she replied. I leaned back. My mind kept flashing Layla's face. Her silence. Her lies. Her hesitation. What if I say yes? I asked quietly. Then you start over, she said. With you? I asked. With terms, she corrected. I smirked slightly. You're cold. I've been called worse. I stood up. I need time. You don't have it, she said. I frowned. Excuse me. You're already losing control of your life, she said calmly. Delaying won't change that. I clenched my fists. You're really confident, aren't you? I have to be, she said. I looked at the contract again. My phone buzzed. Layla. I'm sorry. Please come back. I turned the phone off. I looked at Ilara. Say I agree, I said. What happens next? You sign, she said. And your old life ends. That simple. Yes. I laughed once. Nothing is ever that simple. For you, it is, she said. I stared at her for a long moment. Then I picked up the pen. My hand hesitated above the paper. My mind screamed at me to stop. But another voice was louder. Silence. Betrayal. Replacement. I signed. She closed the folder. Done, she said. I looked at her. What did I just do? You chose direction, she replied. I don't even know you, I said. You will, she said. That didn't comfort me. It scared me. I stood there for a moment. Something inside me felt like it had crossed a line it could never return from. Ilara picked up her coat. "This is only the beginning," she said. I didn't answer, because I didn't know how. I walked out of the room slowly. Omar was waiting outside. "You did it?" he asked. I nodded. He studied me. "You sure?" I looked back at the door. "No," I said honestly. He sighed. "Too late now." I stared at my hand. The one that signed it. I didn't know what I had become. Only that something irreversible had started. I signed the contract, but I don't know the cost yet. "Just meet her," Omar said on the phone. "She's not like anyone you know." "I don't want to meet anyone," I replied. "You need to." I stayed quiet. "Trust me," he added. "This could change everything for you." I sighed. "Fine." We met in a private lounge near the city center. Omar was already there. "She's coming," he said. "Who is she, exactly?" I asked. "You'll see," he replied. I frowned. That's not an answer. It's better than explaining. I leaned back. I don't even know why I agreed to this. "Because you're stuck," he said simply. I didn't argue. The door opened. A woman stepped in. Tall. Calm. Controlled. Her eyes scanned the room like she already owned it. "That's her," Omar said quietly. I stood up slowly. "You must be Ayon," she said. Her voice was steady. Cold. "And you are?" I asked. "Commander Ilara Voss." I raised an eyebrow. "Commander." She didn't react. "Sit." It wasn't a request. I Saturday. Omar stayed silent beside me. Ilara looked at me for a long moment. "You're exactly as he described," she said. "And how did he describe me?" I asked. "Broken," she replied. I clenched my jaw. "Straight to the point, huh?" "I don't waste time," she said. Omar cleared his throat. "I'll leave you two to talk." I looked at him. "Wait." But he was already walking away. I turned back to her. "So what is this about?" "I have a proposal," she said. I laughed slightly. "I'm not in the mood for business deals." "This isn't business," she said. "Then what is it?" "Control." That made me pause. "Control." I repeated. She leaned forward slightly. "I need a partner." "I think you're talking to the wrong person," I said. "I don't think so," she replied. "You don't even know me." "I know enough." "That sounds dangerous." "It is." I studied her face. No emotion. No hesitation. "What kind of partner?" I asked. "A contract marriage," she said calmly. I blinked. "You're joking." "I never joke." I leaned back. Why would I agree to that? She didn't answer immediately. Then she said, "Because you're running from something." I stayed quiet. "And because I can give you a new life," she added. I let out a short laugh. "A new life? Just like that?" "Yes." "That's not how life works," I said. "It is when you stop clinging to the old one," she replied. That hit too close. I looked away. "Why me?" I asked. She didn't hesitate. "Because you have nothing left to lose." The words landed hard. I frowned. "You think I'm that broken?" "I think you're honest enough to admit it," she said. I exhaled slowly. "You don't even know what I've been through." "I don't need details," she said. "I see it." Silence sat between us. I thought of Layla. Of Zion. Of everything collapsing in my hands. "What do you get out of this?" I asked. "A clean arrangement," she said. "No emotions. No attachments." "That sounds impossible," I replied. "Not for me," she said. I studied her again. "And if I say no?" "Then you go back to what you had," she said. I laughed bitterly. "That's not really an option." "No," she agreed. I rubbed my face. "This is insane." "Maybe," she said. "But so is your current situation." That made me stop. I leaned forward. "What's the condition?" She slid a folder toward me. "You read it," she said. I opened it. Pages of legal terms. My eyes narrowed. "This is strict." "Yes," she said. No emotions, I read aloud. Yes. No interference in each other's personal past. Yes. No public rejection of the contract. Yes. I looked up. This feels like a prison. It's structure, she corrected. It's control, I said. Same thing, she replied. I shut the folder. Omar's voice echoed in my head, you deserve better. But what did better even mean now? You're hesitating, she said. I should be, I replied. Why? Because I don't trust this. You don't trust anything right now, she said. That was true. I looked at her. You really think this will fix anything? I don't fix people, she said. I give them space to rebuild. And what do you get? I asked again. A partner who understands silence, she replied. That confused me. You don't talk much, I said. I don't need to, she replied. I leaned back. My mind kept flashing Layla's face. Her silence. Her lies. Her hesitation. What if I say yes? I asked quietly. Then you start over, she said. With you? I asked. With terms, she corrected. I smirked slightly. You're cold. I've been called worse. I stood up. I need time. You don't have it, she said. I frowned. Excuse me. You're already losing control of your life, she said calmly. Delaying won't change that. I clenched my fists. You're really confident, aren't you? I have to be, she said. I looked at the contract again. My phone buzzed. Layla. I'm sorry. Please come back. I turned the phone off. I looked at Ilara. Say I agree, I said. What happens next? You sign, she said. And your old life ends. That simple. Yes. I laughed once. Nothing is ever that simple. For you, it is, she said. I stared at her for a long moment. Then I picked up the pen. My hand hesitated above the paper. My mind screamed at me to stop. But another voice was louder. Silence. Betrayal. Replacement. I signed. She closed the folder. Done, she said. I looked at her. What did I just do? You chose direction, she replied. I don't even know you, I said. You will, she said. That didn't comfort me. It scared me. I stood there for a moment. Something inside me felt like it had crossed a line it could never return from. Ilara picked up her coat. This is only the beginning, she said. I didn't answer. Because I didn't know how. I walked out of the room slowly. Omar was waiting outside. You did it, he asked. I nodded. He studied me. You sure? I looked back at the door. No, I said honestly. He sighed. Too late now. I stared at my hand. The one that signed it. I didn't know what I had become. Only that something irreversible had started. I signed the contract, but I don't know the cost yet. I was sitting in the living room when I heard the doorbell. Once. Then again. Mina called from the kitchen, I'll get it. But I already knew who it was. I'll go, I said, standing up. Mina frowned. You look like you already know. I do, I said quietly. I opened the door. And there she was. Layla. Wet eyes. Shaking hands. Ayon, she said softly. I didn't move. Why are you here? I needed to see you, she said. I looked past her. You shouldn't be here. I had to come, she replied. I stepped outside, closing the door behind me. Say what you want. She swallowed hard. I made a mistake. I stayed silent. I shouldn't have hidden things from you, she said quickly. I know that now. You knew that then too, I replied. She flinched. Please don't do this. Do what? I asked. Act like I'm nothing, she said. I let out a short breath. You did that yourself. She stepped closer. I never stopped caring about you. That's not what it looked like, I said. It was complicated, she insisted. Everything is complicated when you're trying to justify it, I replied. Her voice cracked. Zion was dying. And I wasn't. I asked. She went silent. That's what I thought, I said. The door opened behind me. Ilara stood there. I told you not to bring chaos here, she said calmly. Layla turned. Who are you? Ilara didn't answer her. She looked at me. Handle this quickly. I nodded slightly. Layla looked between us. So this is her? Yes, I said. Her eyes widened. You really did it. I told you, I replied. She shook her head. You didn't even give us a chance. You had chances, I said. You just used them differently. Layla stepped forward again. I can fix this. No, I said firmly. I can prove I still love you, she said. That's not the problem, I replied. Then what is? She asked. I looked at her properly for the first time. You didn't choose me when it mattered, I said. She shook her head fast. I was scared. So you chose him instead, I said. I didn't mean to. You did, I interrupted. Her voice broke. Ion, please. Mina appeared behind Ilara. She whispered, this is painful. Ilara didn't respond. Layla turned to Mina. Please tell him to listen. Mina hesitated. He is listening. But he's not hearing me, Layla said. I shook my head. I heard everything I needed to hear. Layla's eyes filled completely now. I made one mistake. One? I asked. She stopped. I stepped closer. You called me after deciding. You didn't ask. You didn't explain. You just used me. I didn't use you, she said weakly. You did, I replied. Even if you don't accept it. She broke down. I didn't want to lose you, she said through tears. I looked at her, but my voice stayed steady. You already did. That hit her harder. She shook her head. Please don't say that. It's the truth, I said. Behind me, Ilara spoke. Emotional dependency weakens judgment, she said. Layla glared at her. You don't know anything about us. Ilara replied calmly, I know he's standing still while you're falling apart. That silenced Layla. Mina whispered, this is getting worse. I exhaled slowly. Layla, go home. She looked at me sharply. You're choosing her. I'm choosing myself, I said. That's not fair, she said. Life isn't fair, I replied. She wiped her face. I still love you. I nodded slightly. I know. Then why? She asked. Because love without trust is nothing, I said. Her lips trembled. So that's it. That's it, I said. She stepped back slowly. For a moment, she looked like she wanted to say more. But nothing came out. Finally, she whispered, you changed. No, I said quietly. I just stopped pretending. She turned away. And then she left. No final word. No apology. Just silence. I stood there watching the empty street. Mina spoke softly behind me. Are you okay? I didn't answer immediately. I don't know, I said finally. Ilara stepped beside me. You hesitated, she said. I know, I replied. Why? She asked. I stayed quiet for a moment. I don't know, I admitted. She nodded once. That's your weakness. I frowned. I didn't ask for a lecture. You didn't need to, she said. I turned toward her. Was I wrong? She looked at me directly. No. That surprised me. But weakness will destroy you if you let it linger, she added. I looked down at my hands. I didn't feel weak before, I said. Now you do, she replied. Mina sighed softly. This is heavy. Ilara turned away. He will adapt. I watched her leave. Then I looked at the empty street again. My chest felt tight. Because she was gone. But the feeling wasn't. I whispered, why does it still hurt? No one answered. Later that night, I sat alone in my room. The silence felt heavier than before. I kept replaying her face. Her tears. Her voice breaking. And I hated that part of me still cared. I closed my eyes. But before I could think further, my phone lit up. Unknown number. A message appeared. About the surgery, you were never told everything. I froze. And for the first time, I felt something new under the pain. Something worse. Curiosity. The message on my phone stayed glowing. About the surgery, you were never told everything. I stared at it for a long time. Then I typed, Who is this? No reply. I muttered, of course. My phone rang instead. Unknown number. I answered slowly. Talk. A nervous voice came through. Ayon, don't hang up. It's Saba. I sat up straight. Nurse Saba. Yes, she said quickly. I work in Layla's department. What do you want? I asked. I need to meet you, she said. In person. Why should I trust you? Because I can't stay quiet anymore, she replied. That made me pause. Where? I asked. We met behind a small clinic cafe. She kept looking around. You're scared, I said. She nodded. I could lose my job. Then why are you here? I asked. She lowered her voice. Because what happened wasn't normal. I frowned. Explain. She hesitated. Layla didn't just request your blood. I leaned forward. What does that mean? She bypassed procedure logs, Saba said, and got approval directly from Director Kareem. My jaw tightened. So it was planned? No, she said quickly. Not fully, but she made it happen faster than allowed. Why? Saba looked down. Because Zion wasn't supposed to be on emergency priority. I froze. What? He was stable enough for transfer, she said. But she kept him in ICU. I stared at her. That doesn't make sense. It does if someone is trying to keep him close, she replied quietly. I felt my chest tighten. Are you saying she manipulated the system? I'm saying she bent it, she said. And Kareem covered it. I stood up slightly. Why are you telling me this now? Saba swallowed. Because it didn't stop there. I sat back down. Go on. She marked your blood donation as urgent mismatch correction instead of emergency transfusion support. I frowned. So? That changes accountability, she said. It removes review triggers. I stared at her. So no one questions it. Exactly, she said. My voice dropped. That's illegal. Yes, she said softly. Silence hit between us. I rubbed my face. Why would Layla risk that? Saba hesitated. Because of Zion. I closed my eyes. My phone buzzed. Omar. I ignored it. Saba continued. There's more. I looked up sharply. There's more. She nodded. Kareem ordered all internal reports to be sealed. Why? I asked. Because this isn't the first time Layla has done something like this for Zion. That hit harder than expected. I leaned forward. What are you saying? She's been protecting him for months, Saba said. My hands tightened. Why didn't you report it? I tried once, she said quietly. I was warned. By who? Kareem, she said. That name again. I stood up abruptly. This is corruption. Saba nodded. Yes. And you're telling me because? Because you were used too, she said. That stopped me. I sat back down slowly. My voice dropped. Used. You weren't the first donor she called, Saba said. I froze. What? She tried others before you, she added. My chest tightened. Why me then? Your match was perfect, she said. And you trusted her. I whispered, that's it. I stood up again. I need proof. Saba quickly handed me a small USB drive. What is this? I asked. Internal logs, she said. I copied them before I left. You stole this? I asked. I saved it, she corrected. I looked at her carefully. You're risking a lot. She nodded. So are you. I walked away without another word. My head was spinning. My phone rang again. Omar. I answered. I know. You know what? He asked. It's bigger than I thought, I said. What happened? He asked quickly. I stopped walking. Meet me. We met at an empty parking area. Omar looked at me. You look worse. Thanks, I said. What did you find out? He asked. I handed him the drive. He frowned. What is this? Evidence, I said. He looked at me sharply. From who? Nurse Saba. Omar shook his head. Ayon, this is dangerous. I know, I said. This isn't just Layla anymore, he added. I know that too. He studied me. What are you going to do? I stayed quiet. Omar stepped closer. Expose them. Maybe, I said. That will destroy her, he warned. I clenched my jaw. She already destroyed me. Omar didn't respond. I looked at the USB in my hand. My voice came out low. She didn't just lie. No, Omar said. She built a system around it. That made everything heavier. I turned away slightly. What do you feel? Omar asked. I didn't answer immediately. Then I said quietly, anger, and something worse. What? He asked. I looked at him. Clarity, I said. That night, I sat alone again. The USB drive was on the table. My phone kept buzzing. Layla's name appeared once. Then again. I didn't open it. Instead, I stared at the drive. Everything I thought I knew was shifting. Love. Betrayal. Truth. None of it felt simple anymore. I whispered, so this is what she hid. My fingers tightened around the drive. And for the first time, I wasn't just hurt. I was deciding. I decide to take action, and there's no turning back. I didn't sleep that night. Omar texted me once, it's out. That was all. I stared at my ceiling and whispered, it's out. By morning, my phone was exploding. Unknown numbers. News links. Voice notes. I opened one headline. Hospital corruption scandal exposed, emergency abuse and hidden patient priority. My chest tightened. I muttered, so it started. Omar called. Have you seen it? He asked. Yes, I said. This is everywhere, he said. It's blowing up. I sat on the edge of the bed. What about her? A pause. She's suspended, he said. I closed my eyes. And Zion? He's already distancing himself, Omar replied. Classic. I laughed bitterly. Of course he is. My phone rang again. Unknown number. I answered. Talk. A lawyer's voice came through. Ayon Malik. Yes. This is Farah Siddiqui. I know who you are, I said. I need to meet you, she said. Why? Because this case is expanding beyond what you think, she replied. I stayed silent. She added, and because you're now a key witness. I frowned. I didn't ask for that. You're already in it, she said. We met in a quiet office. She placed documents on the table. You understand what you triggered? She asked. I didn't trigger anything, I said. She looked at me. Your testimony links everything. I just gave blood, I said. And that blood became evidence, she replied. I leaned back. So what now? We proceed, she said simply. Against who? I asked. She looked at me directly. Everyone involved. I exhaled. Layla too. Yes, she said. That hit harder than I expected. I stayed quiet. Farah observed me. You still care? No, I said quickly. She raised an eyebrow. That was fast. I clenched my jaw. It's not about care. Then what is it about? She asked. Truth, I said. My phone buzzed. Omar. I ignored it. Farah continued. Layla's career will collapse fully once we submit this. She did it to herself, I said. Maybe, she replied. But consequences are heavy. I leaned forward. What about Zion? He'll be questioned, she said. I smirked slightly. He'll run. Most likely, she agreed. I stood up. So this is it? Yes, she said. I looked at the papers. And I just let it happen. You didn't let it, she corrected. You exposed it. That word stayed in my head. Exposed. I walked out. Omar was waiting outside. You met her? He asked. Yes, I said. What did she say? It's going forward, I replied. He studied me. You okay with that? I hesitated. I don't know. My phone rang again. This time Layla. I answered. Her voice broke immediately. Ayon. I stayed silent. It's everywhere, she said. I know, I replied. Did you do this? She asked. I didn't answer. Ion, tell me, she said. Was this your revenge? I tightened my grip on the phone. I didn't do this, I said. But you allowed it, she whispered. Silence. She started crying. You ruined everything, she said. My voice stayed low. You already did that. No, she said quickly. I made mistakes, but this is consequences, I said. She cried harder. Do you feel nothing? I closed my eyes. I don't know what I feel anymore. She stepped forward on her side. I could hear her breathing. I loved you, she said softly. That line hit differently this time. Not sharp, just heavy. I stayed silent. She whispered, was it worth it? I frowned. What? Was destroying me worth it? She asked. I didn't answer immediately. Farah's words echoed in my head. Consequences are heavy. I finally said, I didn't destroy you. She laughed weakly. Then who did? You made choices, I said. And you made yours, she replied. That silence grew longer. Then she said something quieter. I never stopped choosing you in my heart. My chest tightened. I didn't speak. She whispered again, but maybe my actions chose him instead. That stopped me completely. For the first time, she sounded lost. Not angry. Not defensive. Just broken. I swallowed hard. Layla. But she interrupted. I lost everything, she said. My job, my reputation, even him. I frowned. He left you. Silence. Then she said, he said he never asked for any of this. That hit like a lie I already expected. Zion. I looked away. Farah called my name in the background. But I didn't move. Layla's voice dropped to a whisper. You wanted truth, right? I stayed silent. Then she said something that froze me. I didn't tell you everything about the surgery, because Zion wasn't the patient I was protecting. My grip tightened. What? I said. Her voice broke even more. There was someone else. And the call cut. I stood there frozen. Omar stepped closer. What happened? I couldn't speak. Because in that moment, I realized. The truth I thought I uncovered was still incomplete. And something much deeper had just begun to surface. I stood outside the courtroom building, still holding my phone. Omar called twice. I didn't answer. Then Layla called again. I finally picked up. Ion, she said, her voice weak. What do you want now? I asked. I need to talk to you, she said. There's nothing left to talk about, I replied. Yes, there is, she insisted. Please. I stayed silent for a moment. Where are you? I asked. I'm at the old hospital garden, she said. I closed my eyes. I'll come. When I reached, she was already there, sitting on the bench. She looked tired. Not angry. Not defensive. Just empty. You came, she said softly. I said I would, I replied. She nodded slowly. I didn't think you would. Neither did I said. She looked down at her hands. I lost everything, she said. You chose that path, I replied. She didn't argue. Instead she whispered, I know. That surprised me. Silence stretched between us. Then she said, I always loved you. I frowned. That's not new. I know, she said quickly. But I need you to hear it properly this time. I stayed quiet. She looked up at me. But I was scared, she said. Always scared. Of what? I asked. Losing control, she replied. Losing people, losing stability. I shook my head. So you chose control over honesty? Yes, she said softly. I exhaled slowly. And Zion? Her expression tightened. That wasn't love, she said quickly. Then what was it? I asked. Habit, she replied. History. Fear again. I laughed bitterly. That's a lot of fear. I know, she said. She leaned forward slightly. I didn't know how to let him go and still survive, she said. So you held on to both of us, I replied. She nodded slowly. I thought I could balance it. That never works, I said. I see that now, she whispered. Her voice broke a little. And now I have nothing. I looked at her. You still have yourself. She gave a sad smile. I'm not sure I do. That hit harder than I expected. Footsteps came behind me. I turned. Ilara stood there. You're late, she said calmly. I didn't ask you to come, I replied. You didn't have to, she said. Layla looked up at her. Ilara stepped closer. She's unstable, Ilara said flatly. I'm right here, Layla said. Ilara didn't react. She looked at me instead. You won, she said. I frowned. Won what? The situation, she replied. I stayed silent. Ilara studied my face. But you don't look like someone who won, she added. That landed heavily. I looked away. It doesn't feel like winning. She nodded once. Because it isn't complete. Layla stood up slowly. You got your truth, she said to me. I got pieces of it, I corrected. She swallowed. I never meant for it to become this. Intent doesn't change outcome, I said. She nodded. I know. Ilara crossed her arms. Revenge is inefficient, she said. I looked at her. Then what is this? Transition, she replied. I frowned. Transition to what? Something new, she said simply. Layla stepped closer. I didn't come here to defend myself, she said. Then why did you come? I asked. To tell you the truth, she replied. I didn't answer. She hesitated. I held on to Zion because I thought I owed him my past, she said. And me? I asked quietly. She looked down. You were my present, but I was afraid to trust it. That silence hurt more than anger. Ilara spoke again. You're still attached, she said to me. I frowned. To what? To pain, she replied. I didn't deny it. Layla took a shaky breath. I ruined everything, she said. Yes, I replied. Her eyes filled again. I still don't know how to stop loving you, she whispered. I looked at her, but didn't move. Ilara stepped forward slightly. Emotions without structure collapse, she said. Layla wiped her face. And what is he supposed to do? Ilara looked at me. Choose. I froze. Layla whispered, choose what? Ilara answered for me. Whether he stays trapped in this cycle, she said, or leaves it behind. I felt something tighten inside me. Layla looked at me desperately. Ayon. Ilara's voice stayed calm. You already see the truth. I did. But I didn't want to admit it fully. I looked at Layla. Then at Ilara. Then at the empty space between everything I had lost and everything still standing. Layla whispered again, do you hate me? I shook my head slowly. No. That surprised her. Then what? She asked. I paused. I don't feel like I used to, I said. Silence. Ilara spoke softly. That is clarity. I closed my eyes. For the first time, it didn't feel like pain speaking. It felt like understanding. The night felt different after everything. Not quiet. Not peaceful. Just lighter. I sat in the living room and said, I'm done looking back. Ilara looked up from her tablet. That's a statement. Not a decision. I replied, for me, it is both. She studied me. What changed? I shrugged slightly. Nothing changed. I just stopped fighting what already happened. Mina walked in with 2 cups of tea. That sounds healthier than before. I gave a small smile. Maybe. Mina sat beside me. You look less angry. I feel less angry, I said. Ilara closed her tablet. Anger was never your real problem. I frowned. Then what was? Attachment, she said simply. I leaned back. That's a strong word. It's accurate, she replied. Mina glanced between us. You two talk like you're negotiating peace treaties. I let out a short laugh. Feels like one sometimes. Ilara stood up. Walk with me. I hesitated. Where? Outside, she said. I nodded. Fine. We walked through the quiet street. No guards. No noise. Just air. I said, you don't talk much about yourself. She replied, there's no need. I looked at her. Everyone has a past. She nodded. Yes. That sounds like you're avoiding yours, I said. She didn't react immediately. I don't avoid it. I contain it. That sounds worse, I said. Maybe, she replied calmly. I stopped walking. Can I ask you something? She turned. You just did. I smirked. Fair. Then I said, why did you agree to this marriage? She looked at me for a moment. Because I needed structure. That's it. I asked. Yes. I shook my head. That's not a reason. That's an explanation. She replied, sometimes explanations are enough. I looked at the ground. I used to think everything needed meaning. And now, she asked. Now I think I was just trying to make sense of things that were already broken, I said. She nodded once. That's closer to truth. We walked again. I said quietly, Layla said she loved me. Ilara replied, love is not the issue. What is? I asked. Choices made under it, she said. That hit deep, but not painfully anymore. Just, clear. I exhaled slowly. Do you ever regret anything? She answered without hesitation. Regret wastes time. That's not an answer, I said. It is my answer, she replied. I nodded slightly. I used to think regret was everything. And now, she asked again. I paused. Now I think it was just noise. We stopped near a quiet streetlight. I said, I thought revenge would fix something. Ilara looked at me. Did it? I shook my head. No. She said nothing. I added, it just showed me what was already broken. Mina's voice came from behind us. Tea is getting cold if you two are philosophizing again. I smiled. We're done. She joined us. Good. I prefer you less serious. I looked at her. You're the only one who says things like that. She shrugged. Someone has to. We walked back. The house looked the same. But I didn't. I stopped at the door and said, Ilara. She turned. Yes. I hesitated. Then said, maybe this marriage doesn't have to stay a contract. Mina froze slightly. Ilara didn't react immediately. She just looked at me. Long. Silent. Finally, she said, you understand what that implies? I nodded. I think I do. She asked, and you still choose it? I looked at her. I'm not choosing out of need anymore. She studied me again. That is new. I replied, so am I. Mina smiled softly. That's unexpected. Ilara looked at her briefly, then back at me. This changes structure. I know, I said. And you are prepared for that? She asked. I answered honestly. I don't know. That made Mina laugh quietly. At least you're honest now. Ilara turned away slightly. We will adjust. I nodded. That's fine. Then I added, I don't want control anymore. I want direction. She said, that is still control. I shook my head. No. It's choice. That made her pause. For the first time, her expression softened slightly. Interesting, she said. Mina whispered, that sounded like approval. Ilara ignored her. But she didn't disagree either. I looked at both of them. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel pulled backward. No Layla in my head. No anger in my chest. Just space. I said quietly, I think I'm finally moving forward. Ilara replied, you were always moving. You just resisted direction. I nodded. Maybe. Mina smiled. That sounds like progress. I stepped inside. The house felt the same again. But I didn't. I stood near the window and said, almost to myself, I'm not who I was. Ilara said from behind me, no. You're not. Mina added softly, that's a good thing. I looked outside. The street was calm. My phone was silent for once. No messages. No names from the past. Just quiet.